conforms with what we stand for as a party. You know, we need, I think, to represent core principles. Yes. And this isn't about listing a whole bunch of issues and saying, okay, we're for the death penalty and against abortion rights, and we're for the environment, whatever. It's not about that. It's about representing, as a party, core principles. But like these, in no order of particular priority, you know, I think that you know, the New York State Republican Party ought to stand for a competitive tax structure. You know, nothing else. We are the party that should stand for a competitive tax structure, so that New York is a desirable place to live, to have a family, to start and grow a business and create jobs. We need to stand for the proposition of open and honest and efficient government, right? I mean, it used to be that everybody associated the Republican brand, if you will, with honesty and efficiency, right? And competence. We were the party of competence. Can you say that about us now? If you're really honest about it, can you say that about our movement? No. We have to recapture that. I think we should be the party that promotes some degree of government consolidation. We've got 3,000 governments in the state of New York or more. It's choking our local taxpayers. We've got to be the party that finally stands up and says we've got to consolidate local governments and local government services, even if it means getting rid of some Republican patronage. We ought to stand for strong environmental stewardship. I think it's disgraceful that the party of Theodore Roosevelt, who founded the modern conservation movement, is now more broadly associated with everything that is attacking the quality of our environment, both urban and rural. We should stand for open space preservation. We should stand for dealing with international problems like global warming, climate change. We should stand for renewable energy and investing in mass transit. Again, I think this is an important part of our coalition. I think we should stand for an open political culture. Sam alluded to the fact that we have a very strong reform legacy in our party. And, you know, people forget that we led the charge against Tammany. People forget that the Republican Party led the charge in civil rights after the Civil War, and also provided the votes for the Civil Rights Act in the 1960s, and the Voting Rights Act. You know, if it hadn't been for Republicans in the U.S. Congress, those pieces of legislation never would have passed. There are reforms that we have all known about, or we have known were necessary for a very long time in Albany, that have been conveniently ignored. For instance, campaign finance reform, ballot access reform. It's ridiculous that we have these petitioning requirements that are really meant to prevent people from getting onto the ballot and competing in our
Here, yes.
Exactly. I agree with, but I think we should stand for nonpartisan redistricting. You know, yes, in the short term, maybe that would hurt a few Republicans. You know, the Democrats control redistricting, but if there were nonpartisan redistricting, I believe that over time we would be more competitive because district lines would reflect other values such as community boundaries, natural geographic boundaries and the like. Should be the party that protects a safe and secure New York. I mean, nobody should ever doubt that Republicans are always willing to support law enforcement in keeping us safe, and that we will do so in a way that doesn't compromise individual rights and liberties. You know, we're not about a police state, but we are about protecting the basic civil right of being safe and secure in our communities.